if it were true? Did ancient aliens really shape our history?
Damn aliens. Always after our women. You ever notice that? Why don't they get their own girls?
You want to watch Cosmos?
No, the universe scares me. It's too big. It's scary.
Well, how about we do a Let's Play?
Let's play what?
Do you want to watch WrestleMania 30? We can watch it right on my laptop here.
What's that, WWF crap? I wouldn't watch that on a dare.
What's your deal with not liking pro wrestling? You wrestled in high school, didn't you? It's the same thing.
No, one's a sport, the other one is fake bullshit with a predetermined outcome. They're stuntmen, not wrestlers.
Really? Come on. Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, King Kong Bundy?
Lowest form of human entertainment. You couldn't pay me to watch that stuff.
Maybe this will change your mind. I just recently reviewed all the NES WWF games. Let's take a look.
Oh great, the two things I like the least. Pro wrestling and video games. It's like having a vasectomy and a root canal at the same time.
Just watch. WrestleMania, the huge wrestling extravaganza, just celebrated its 30th event. So, I thought it was an appropriate time to go through and review the 4 WWF wrestling games. It should be fun. I just wish there was someone around here who could help me do it.
You know something, Hulkamaniacs? It looks like we got some wrestling games to review, dude. So what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan and Pat the NES Punk review WWF games for you?
Wow, Hulk Hogan here to help me out in my video. This is gonna be fun. The first NES wrestling game was Pro Wrestling, an early black box game and a fantastic one, which was not only very well done, but became the gameplay and spiritual basis for the outstanding Fire Pro Wrestling series that would follow in Japan, since both came from the mind of Masato Musuda. While some of Pro Wrestling's grapplers were based on real wrestlers, they were not the actual wrestlers themselves since the game had no license. The first NES wrestling game to feature real wrestlers would come in 1989, WWF Wrestlemania, based upon the biggest wrestling promotion in North America at the time, and its marquee event held once a year. Wrestlemania, bigger, better, badder. Bigger, better, and badder than what? Was there another NES WWF game that we're all unaware of? Unless the mighty LGN is calling out pro wrestling? Them's fighting words! WrestleMania consists of 2 modes, a single match for 1 to 2 players, or a round-robin tournament mode for 1 or more players on the way to the WWF Championship. After entering your name, you select one of 6 wrestlers to use: the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, Bam Bam Bigelow, Honky Tonk Man, Randy Macho Man Savage, Andre the Giant, and fan favorite Hulk Hogan. Each has their own theme song, which is well done and mostly accurate. I just love your real American theme.
Pat, are you a real American?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Where's your birth certificate?
I think I traded it for my big box Gyromite. Up front, let's take a look at the visuals, which are a mixed bag. The look of each wrestler reflects the real wrestler's outfits, hair, and even size and physique to some extent, including true-to-life ass crack. So wrestler graphics are fine, however the background outside the ring is just blank. There's no announcers, no outside floor, no audience even. Nothing! It's like you're wrestling in a void, or at a TNA event. Oh, modern wrestling humor. Let's talk about the controls. Wrestlers move very sluggishly, either up and down or left and right, with no diagonal movement option. Players can run and bounce off the ropes with a very awkward holding of the A and direction buttons. The wrestling moves consist of mostly strikes, punches, kicks, headbutts, and elbows, along with drop kicks or jump kicks, and a turnbuckle move for 4 out of the 6 wrestlers. 4 out of 6 also have a real wrestling move, a body slam, but damned if it even exists in the game, as I couldn't perform the move even once, and no opponent was able to do it to me. In terms of representing true-to-life pro wrestling action, it's poor. Gameplay consists of mainly button mashing your punches and kicks, while throwing in a running attack here and there, and trying and failing to perform turnbuckle moves, since your opponent is always too smart to get in the way of the attack. It's a difficult experience since there's no true strategy here, there are no ground attacks, no grappling, no attacking downed opponents, and no submission moves. I applaud the developers for attempting at least somewhat of a different moveset for each wrestler, and trying to include signature move attempts, but the core control scheme of the game is too primitive to truly allow it. But at least they included the Macho Elbow. Ooh yeah! Another annoying part of the controls is the strange mapping of moves, which for most wrestlers are similar, but for some reason Ted DiBiase and Bam Bam have a different pin combination than the other 4 wrestlers. Totally unnecessary and confusing. There's really not much else to discuss here. There are energizers specific to each wrestler that sometimes appear at the top of the ring, and as stated before, each wrestler's theme is accurate and well done. That's probably the highlight of the game, which is sad. This is a very mediocre first attempt at a WWF game.
Mediocre? Nothing the Hulkster was a part of was mediocre, brother! Except WrestleMania 9.
WrestleMania Challenge was the second WWF game, and a definite step forward in some aspects, but a step back in others. The Ultimate Warrior greets us with his insane physique on the title screen, which would have given me nightmares as a child. Hey Hulk, why aren't you on the title screen?
I was off filming the classic Suburban Commando.
Classic? More like crap sick? Yeah, I lost confidence in that one too. One of the positives is that WrestleMania Challenge consists of several new play modes, including Tag Team Mode, a Survivor Series match which is 3-on-3 elimination, 2 players teaming up against the computer in a tag match, and a Tournament Mode where you control, yourself, and take on the other 8 wrestlers. Macho King Randy Savage, The Ultimate Warrior, Ravishing Rick Rude, Brutus Beefcake, Hulk Hogan, with visibly less hair, Andre the Giant, Big Boss Man, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. The gameplay is improved to an extent in WrestleMania Challenge. Wrestlers move around the ring much more smoothly and quickly than the first game. However, since the ring is diagonal, when you press any direction, you move off on a diagonal instead of the related direction. Pressing up will move you up right, left moves you up left, down moves you down left, and right sends you down right. It makes little sense, especially since using the diagonals on the D-pad will move you straight up, down, left, or right. So what's the point then? Just program the game to move the same way you press the D-pad. What, do they want to emulate you playing Q*bert? Oh, sorry, emulate. Aside from that huge error, controls are a lot smoother, making moves like Macho's elbow drop a lot easier to pull off in the game. Oh yeah, again! Other good news is that the moveset for each wrestler has improved since the first WWF game to include more situations, and has been expanded to include a grapple move when behind the opponent, an attack when the opponent is down, and a power strike, unique to each wrestler. However, specific running attacks have been eliminated, which is a shame. But, in this game, body slams are not only included, but easy to perform for each wrestler just by pressing the B button. And in another improvement, signature and finishing moves are available for just about every wrestler, including Rick Rude's neckbreaker and Ultimate Warrior's press slam. Nice! Visually, the game is a step up as well from its predecessor, as we not only see the entire ring this time, but outside the ring, which the wrestlers can go out to, as well as the crowd. Wow! No more wrestling in a black hole! The wrestlers are all represented quite well too. And Jesus, look at Hulk Hogan's tan! What color is that? Is he hanging out with Snooki? Hey Hulkster, looks like your hair's been body slammed.
Hey, I'm very sensitive about that.
The music is still pretty good, reflecting the individual wrestling themes unique to each grappler. WrestleMania Challenge, while not a good wrestling game, is at least a step up to slightly below average.
Patrick, is this gonna end? How many bad wrestling games are there? They're terrible.
There's a couple more.
Why did they keep making them? What, did they keep selling them? So they kept making them. Like Halloween 9.
WWF Wrestlemania Steel Cage Challenge. I wish the name was a little shorter. The third WWF game in the series and a large step back. I guess that's what you get when you change developers and start from scratch. The modes in Steel Cage Challenge are single one-on-one or tag team matches, or championship modes where you have to battle through all the other wrestlers or tag teams to gain the title. This time out you can select from Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, Jake the Snake Roberts, Ted DiBiase, Randy Savage again, Bret Hart, Sid Justice, Roddy Piper, Erwin R. Shyster, and the Mountie. And as we'll see in a second, too bad it doesn't matter at all which wrestler you select. First off, the movement is finally improved to a respectable level, and the animation, it's pretty smooth. That's where the kudos for the game ends. Oh my word, the graphics are terrible. Gone are the cartoon graphics from the first two games that actually detailed the wrestlers and defined who they are. Now they're all the same height and have the same body type. And since there's no real character detail, you cannot tell who the wrestlers are except for what they're wearing. In a horrible and lazy development decision, all the wrestlers share the same limited moveset. Gone are unique strikes and grapples tailored to their real-life counterparts. Gone are signature and finishing moves. What remains is utter boredom. Standard punches and kicks, elbow drops and stomps, and a few grapple moves via a new lockup system. A headbutt, body slam, and a throw. I think even you, Hulkster, had a bigger variety of in-ring moves than this game does.
Whoa, let's not go nuts, brother.
Running moves have returned. According to the manual, there is a drop kick, which doesn't exist, trust me, and a clothesline that is just a punch when you are running. Yep, the developers couldn't even animate a separate move for a clothesline. Quality! I cannot emphasize enough how lackluster and boring it is having all the wrestlers in the game having the same limited number of moves. It removes all flavor from the gameplay and renders the different wrestlers meaningless. Why bother? Just paint them all blue or purple. Make up your own names. It doesn't matter. In-game, the sounds consist of below-average grunts and punching sounds, annoying crowd noises, but no music. Why? You have the themes, use them. And what about the game's calling card? The Grand Steel Cage Challenge? That's a major disappointment too. The only real difference in that match is that wrestlers sustain damage when thrown into the ropes, which is the cage here, and instead of pinning your opponent, when they are down you simply press up to slowly climb to the top of the cage. If the wrestlers reach the top before the opponent gets up, they win. If not, the wrestler will magically and awkwardly fall back down to the ring when their opponent gets up. It's just a lazy and dumb gameplay dynamic. There's no struggle on the cage or nothing. There is no reason at all to play Steel Cage Challenge. It's flat, it's boring, looks and sounds like crud, and is even worse than the original WWF Wrestlemania.
Why even bothering with it if you don't like it or it's terrible? Just move on.
Well, I have to explain it to everyone. That's how the internet works.
Yeah, okay. I rest my case.
WWF King of the Ring, the last game in this mediocre series. King of the Ring consists of single one-on-one or tag team matches, a single-player tournament mode where you have to battle through all the other wrestlers, and King of the Ring, which is an 8-man single elimination tournament based upon the WWF event of the same name. Wrestlers this time out consist of Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect, Razor Ramon, the narcissist Lex Luger, Randy Savage, again, Yokozuna, Hulk Hogan, again, Undertaker, Bam Bam Bigelow, and returning from WrestleMania Challenge, you, not yourself. Close enough! You can name you, and then choose your own specific speed, strength, and stamina stats, which if you'll notice varies from wrestler to wrestler. I'm liking the direction they're taking here to trying to differentiate the grapplers. Unlike the garbage character sprites in Steel Cage Challenge, in King of the Ring the wrestlers return to resembling their real-life counterparts, somewhat at least, although the size of these guys' muscular chests is insane.
It's the prayers, the training, and the vitamins, brother.
Vitamins. Controls and gameplay are the smoothest so far out of all 4 WWF games. However, again, all wrestlers have the same set of disappointing moves. Punches, kicks, stomps, elbow drop, a drop kick, for real this time, top rope elbow, and 4 lockup grapple moves. Headbutt, body slam, a weird throw, and a suplex. It took 4 WWF games for a frickin' suplex to finally become a standard move for all the wrestlers. Again, the lack of signature moves for each wrestler makes selecting a specific one kind of pointless. However, the different strength, speed, and endurance attributed to each wrestler saves it. One of the better parts of the game is that if you select the U wrestler in Tournament or King of the Ring mode, you can upgrade your wrestler's stats after victories. It's extremely rudimentary for a create a wrestler attempt, but at least they tried. While the game modes and in-ring action aren't too varied, the controls and grapple system, while far from perfect, are the smoothest of all 4 WWF games, resulting in something more closely resembling in-ring action you'd see on TV. And unlike the other games, the challenge here is a little bit more balanced, although you can easily defeat most opponents if you just repeatedly stomp and attack them when they get back up from the ground. All in all, King of the Ring is arguably the best of the 4 WWF games. However, does this truly mean anything? No! All 4 WWF games failed in one aspect or another to come together as a complete wrestling game, whether it was due to bad or shaky controls, awful presentation, or being mundane by giving all its wrestlers the same moves. It's a shame that the biggest wrestling promotion on the planet was never represented well on the NES. Its smaller rival, WCW, even got a decent game. For a quality wrestling experience on the NES, stick with the original Pro Wrestling or the outstanding Tecmo World Wrestling instead. Shame on you, Vince McMahon. And there's your look at the 4 WWF NES games. I want to thank Hulk Hogan for helping me out with the reviews.
Right on, brother. All the little Hulkamaniacs and Punkamaniacs appreciate it, dude.
So, did that change your mind?
Yeah, it did actually.
Well, that's great. We can watch WrestleMania now.
Not only do I think wrestling is fake and dumb, I think you're dumb for playing those stupid games, and willingly. Why don't you just stab your face with a pencil?
Sure, you make fun of wrestling for being fake, yet you swallow the alien bullshit that these shows shove down your throat. Yeah, the aliens built the pyramids, and Atlantis, and a Neo Geo AES.
That's just speculation. Why don't you just get out?
No, I'll force you to watch WrestleMania if it kills me.
Yeah, it just might.
You're going down, Frank.
Admit it, wrestling's fake and awful.
No, it's still real to me, damn it!
Say it.
Okay, wrestling is fake and awful, now get off me! Get off me!
Were the stones really moved by beings with superhuman strength?
Sorry about that, kid. I'm getting a beer. You want one?
Have had access to an advanced
I can taste my spleen!
What do you mean by fake, brother?
It's a little over the top, isn't it?
What?